Modern families are the answer to future survival. For most of human history, survival was never an individual project. People lived in tribes, in communities, in large families. Children were raised by many adults. The elderly were cared for by younger generations. Resources were shared. Responsibilities were distributed. No one was expected to carry the entire weight of life alone. But somewhere along the way, the world changed. Modern society began celebrating independence above all else. Move out early, build your own life, solve your own problems, become self-sufficient. And while independence has given people freedom and opportunity, it has also created something unexpected: isolation. Today, millions of people live alone. Many struggle with loneliness, despite being more connected digitally than ever before. Parents are raising children without extended family support. Young adults are facing rising housing costs, economic uncertainty, and mental health challenges. And older generations are increasingly living without the support systems they once relied on. The question is becoming impossible to ignore. Have we become too individualistic to thrive? Because the future is presenting challenges unlike anything previous generations faced. Artificial intelligence is reshaping jobs. Housing is becoming more expensive in many countries. Birth rates are declining. People are living longer. And economic uncertainty has become a permanent feature of modern life. In this environment, survival may no longer belong to the strongest individual. It may belong to the strongest support system. That's where modern families come in. Not necessarily traditional families, modern families. Families that adapt, families that share responsibilities, families that support one another financially, emotionally, and practically. The future family may look very different from the past. It may include multiple generations living together. Adult children staying connected to parents longer, grandparents playing a larger role in childcare, relatives pooling resources to afford housing and care. The definition of family may evolve, but the need for family may become stronger than ever. Because when costs rise, shared resources matter. When stress rises, emotional support matters. When uncertainty rises, trusted relationships matter. Technology can provide convenience, but it cannot replace belonging. It cannot replace a trusted conversation. It cannot replace knowing someone genuinely cares about your well-being. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson modern society is beginning to rediscover. Human beings were never designed to face every challenge alone. We evolved through cooperation, through relationships, through collective resilience. This doesn't mean abandoning independence. Independence is valuable. But maybe the future isn't about choosing between independence and family. Maybe it's about finding a balance between both, being capable as an individual while remaining connected to a community, being self-reliant while also being supported. Because the strongest people are not always the ones who stand alone. Sometimes they're the ones who know they don't have to. As artificial intelligence advances, as economies transform, as societies become increasingly complex, the ability to build strong relationships may become one of the most important survival skills of all. The future may not belong to isolated individuals. It may belong to networks of people who trust one another, people who share burdens, people who share opportunities, people who share responsibility. In other words, family. Not because it's old-fashioned, not because tradition demands it, but because the future may require it. The world is changing rapidly. Technology will continue to evolve, jobs will change, industries will rise and fall. But one thing has remained true throughout human history. People survive best when they survive together. And that is why modern families may not just be important, they may be the answer to future survival.